Alright, all you streetlight crusaders, and I guess a couple of you wrestling fans out there as well tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And now it's time for us to talk about what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from Lexington, Kentucky. Or where I wish it was, in Louisville, Kentucky, so I could sing, Louie, Louie, oh baby, away I go. Ay, 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 ay. If you're wondering, I was singing the Motorhead version of the song and getting the lyrics completely wrong. Well, either way, folks, Monday Night Raw would kick off with none other than the Legend Killer, the Viper, and more or less a man who was a world champion more times than I could count, Randy Orton, who would open up the Raw of this week by saying, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," and then would just immediately get down to business by telling AJ Styles, "Get your ass out here," for AJ Styles and Randy Orton to talk about who had the better RKO, only for the Scottish Terminator to come out and say, let's take a survey. Once again doing his best Scott Hall impersonation, saying that the people wanted to see them fight instead of talk all night, making this a triple threat match to kick off the night. And yeah, speaking of kicking off the night, folks, the second the bell rings, or rung, whichever the terminology may be, I got a feeling AJ Styles doesn't know because he got kicked right in the temple by Drew McIntyre, and then the OC would come out during this match, leading them to not only get RKO'd but a Claymore kick to the face, and it was Luke Gallows who suffered the Claymore while Anderson got the RKO, making this a somewhat fair triple threat match, but not as long as Drew McIntyre was in it. So Randy Orton and AJ Styles teamed up to get rid of him during this match with not only a phenomenal forearm to the outside of the ring, but also a pair of steel steps during this match as well. And once it went back to a one-on-one contest, action went back and forth, including Randy Orton hitting a beautiful Styles Clash during this match for a near fall, and even AJ Styles hitting a hesitation DDT and would try to go for an RKO, but would miss. But this match would come to an end again after Randy Orton would hit his own RKO, only for Drew McIntyre to come from out of nowhere and end this RKO measuring contest, as he would say earlier in the night, with a Claymore kick right directly to the face of Randy Orton over AJ Styles' body for him to pin AJ Styles and win this match via pinfall. And once again, folks, I still say this is my guy to win the Royal Rumble for this year. And I got a feeling we're going to say that all the way up until the Royal Rumble. You know, spoiler alert. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see Ricochet going one-on-one against Mojo Rawley. And during this match, you would have action that would go back and forth between the two, including Ricochet doing a rope flip plancha to the outside of the ring, and even doing a field goal kick to kick the head right off of Mojo during this match. But unfortunately for Mojo Rawley, even though he was able to hit a nasty Monty Brown pounce and even do a condominium smash in the corner to Ricochet, his power would be no good here because a recoil would be hit, and then for the first time this decade, you would see Ricochet do the 630 splash, or what we like to call the magic bullet, for him to win this match in convincing fashion against a game Mojo Rawley via pinfall. And the next match to take place on Monday Night Raw would see none other than Charlotte going one-on-one against Sarah Logan in a rematch from last week, since the match had no definite winner after Sarah Logan decided to disrespect the Flair's robe. And would she continue her disrespect this week? Why, yes she would, because it would be a Lexington slugfest that would take place during this match, with the both of them beating the living bejesus out of each other on the outside of the ring, so much so, the referee almost counted them both out. But once the action got back inside the ring, Charlotte would take advantage and do the figure 8 leg lock to Sarah Logan, making her tap out in the center of the ring for none other than Charlotte to win this match via submission. And after the match was over, after Charlotte would put back on her robe, she would end up throwing Sarah Logan over the top rope, and for her to just dust her hands off like she was doing light work for that night. Man, the constant disrespect to Sarah Logan, but at the same time, she did the same thing to her. And after the match was over, she would then announce that she would be in the Women's Royal Rumble, and she would hope to get her hands on one Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania this year, or in the Rumble itself, and would say when she takes off all that makeup, her scars and wounds will show that she fought against Sarah Logan. And I can't wait to see what other cool outfits Sarah Logan's gonna wear at the Royal Rumble, because I really like those camouflage pants. I'm a fan of those. But besides the camouflage pants of Sarah Logan, folks, next thing you know, we would see another appearance from the Beast himself, known as Brock Lesnar, in tow with none other than Paul Heyman, who would not only make fun of the Lexington fans, to cause them to boo him out of the arena after he made a horrible southern accent, and then would just go on preaching the rhetoric of Brock Lesnar until one man would come out in the form of R-Truth. And R-Truth would declare himself in the Royal Rumble and would say that he was gonna throw Paul Heyman over the top rope, for Paul Heyman to say, "Listen here, bong hit, I'm not in the Royal Rumble. If you're going in the Royal Rumble, the only person you're gonna be fighting is Brock Lesnar." For R-Truth to immediately backpedal from his declaring of being in the Royal Rumble to undeclare himself from the Rumble, then to ask Brock Lesnar what's up before saying that he didn't want to go to Sioux Falls City, which is actually Suplex City, but nevertheless, it would be enough for Brock Lesnar to have a little bit of a chuckle in the ring. But after he got asked what's up and R-Truth led the crowd into a what's up chant, yeah, he would really find out what's up. With a clothesline and an F5 in the center of the ring, Brock Lesnar would say his first words for the decade, "That's what's up," and then leave the ring for a broken and mangled R-Truth to get carried out of the ring, only to get big booted in the face by Mojo Rawley, and for Mojo Rawley for the second time in his career to become a 24/7 champion. And after that, he would say, "Oh, you can boo me all you want, but I'm the 24/7 champion, playboy. Anybody want to fight me? You can find me. I ain't running from nobody." Yep. So he got a little bit of redemption after what happened earlier in the night with him losing in quick fashion. Good for Mojo Rawley. But let's see how long he can hold on to that belt. And most importantly, he's lucky that Brock didn't pin him for that belt, because nobody would have gotten it then. Nobody, unless Paul Heyman happens to pin them and Paul Heyman becomes 24/7 champion. And that wouldn't make any sense. But either way, folks, besides that whole nonsense, the next thing that didn't make sense during the night would be Bobby Lashley going one-on-one against Rusev. Or should I say 2-on-1, because Lana would say that she would be at ringside. She's still upset about what happened 2 weeks ago about the wedding, and she's looking to get her revenge. And during this match, in a back-and-forth contest that looked more like a slugfest in Budapest, would see Rusev getting the upper hand in multiple occasions during this match, only for Bobby Lashley to cheat his way to get some form of advantage by not only doing a thumb to the eye to Rusev, but spearing him on the outside of the ring, and even using Lana's services to try to distract Rusev from doing the accolades. But then he would get a little bit of help of his own from none other than Liv Morgan, only for Liv Morgan to get a soft drink thrown into her face and thrown into the barricade, for enough of a distraction for another hellacious spear on the inside of the ring to take place, and for Rusev to lose this match to Lashley via pinfall. And if you think this was over after all of that, folks, no, you're wrong. because the next thing that would happen immediately after the match was over, in an interview backstage with Charlie Caruso, Lana would get on the microphone and say, "Nobody intimidates me ever. I'm a supermodel. I'm challenging Liv Morgan and Rusev to a match next week in a mixed match tag team match." And then Bobby Lashley would say, "What are you doing? What are you thinking?" Because he was done. He already beat Rusev twice. He's done with the whole situation, but Lana once again dragging this along in the dirt like an anchor in the sand. So yeah, it's gonna be a long 2020 if they keep this up. And on the other side of the interviewing room, you would see Rusev saying that it could be 3-on-2, 2-on-2, or any other number you could think of. Rusev will still crush them, only for Liv Morgan to say, "Next week we're gonna prove that Karma not only is a goddess, but is a..." And then the microphone got cut. So yeah, you know what Karma is, folks. The same as Payback. And with that said, folks, we might as well head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with the second half of what happened during this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from Lexington, Kentucky, right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.